Lying about Santa, innocent family magic or an illusion of deceit and betrayal? David Bird here, therapist, counsellor and change worker. A conversation I've had numerous times with various people is, don't you think telling kids Santa exists is lying to them? And it can quickly turn to justification. It's not lying, they say, and then begin to explain how it's something different. Now, I don't have kids, but as a therapist, I've spoken to many adults who remember believing in Father Christmas. In making a point about belief and insight, I'd often ask, do you remember when you found out Santa wasn't real? And it's surprising just how many people responded with the horrors of a mild flashback. I'm usually told, well, you wouldn't understand. You'd get it if you had kids, which tends to shut down the conversation. And maybe there's some truth in my lack of experience, but I'm not entirely convinced. I grew up in a family where truth was often avoided or white lies were told instead. So maybe I'm more sensitive to this kind of dynamic. Nevertheless, I take issue with the white lie, the definition being a lie that's harmless, usually told to avoid hurting someone's feelings. Now, aside the argument about whether a lie can ever be harmless, in actuality, what's being avoided is usually the teller's own uncomfortable feelings. And I'd argue the same mechanism is at play here, but rather than avoiding discomfort, it's about creating enjoyment. But the question is, who benefits? Do we lie to the kids about Santa for their enjoyment or for ours? Because to me, what starts as a bit of fun can actually end up with an unintended message. One that says, lying is okay. And some might argue it can be. Explaining to a 5-year-old the precise mechanism for conception and childbirth probably isn't advised. But I'd argue there's a more than subtle difference between you grew in mummy's tummy, a simplification of truth, versus the outright falsity of the stork brought you. Now, I'm not suggesting we call for a witch hunt of all Santa believers, nor arrange a December time demonstration at the school gates screaming, for Rudolph's sake, he isn't real. But there must be a way of enjoying the magic of Christmas without the misalignment of dishonesty. To allow the kids to enjoy Christmas with them being in on the magic rather than the spectacle of it, and hence avoid the eventual risk of heartbreak and betrayal. Call me a Grinch if you will, but to me, magic and honesty can coexist. Any science-minded, rational person who's looked out atop a mountain or seen a picturesque sunset landscape without attributing it to divine intervention will likely attest to that. If we want honesty from others, I think it's only right and common sense we model it ourselves. Where do you justify untruths and white lies in the name of comfort or harmless fun?